Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang today. All I can say to you, though, is what is really important is that as far as my words can reach, if you're in the hearing of them, then you're inside the Satsang. And that's what's important. And there is no real distance, and you will come to see in what we will share today that it is not, that is the least important. The physical distance or the sense of separation is not as real as we've often thought it is. But what is important is that you really grasp what I consider the most important discovery in the human kingdom. This self-discovery. It is my feeling very deeply, that humanity, have been said, we are suffering from so many things. But the main suffering is a suffering due to a misunderstanding of our true nature. That gives rise to so many other forms of suffering. If it could be boiled down to one thing, it is really the suffering that is the outcome of ignorance of our true self. At the same time, the discovering of the self, not merely intellectually or theoretically, leading to direct experience. And that alone will be true, because it will have the power to transform the darkness of ignorance into the light of real understanding. I feel this is the most important and profound and radical discovery, because I say that it is a tree that bears immediate fruit, not concept fruit, but when it is understood again, and one finds oneself in the true position as to who we are that is experiencing and perceiving the world, so many things will be set right. There are not so many things to know from the outset. If truth is what you're searching for, it is not a question of volumes of knowledge that is needed, but the right pointing. That is most important, to come to a recognition of who you are and who you take yourself to be. If that becomes clear, other things need not be taught. They will be revealed as waves of illumination will come subsequent to your recognition of your true nature. And they will bring light to where light is needed. Many people, we try by the use of intellect and the desire for knowledge and knowing, we study so much in search of truth or greater understanding of our nature. But I've found that what is most important is first to be clear about who you are. And not, as I said, merely by intellectual conviction, but as an inner experience and clarity. When that is somehow revealed, recognized, acknowledged, other things will come spontaneously. Things will begin to orient themselves in line with whatever is a harmonious life for you. So this will not be a lecture. I'm not here to talk to you or ask you to make notes or anything like that. What is important is just to, as much as possible, if you've come with a level of openness, to allow your mind to be as much as possible in a state of open or neutrality, openness of neutrality. And so when something strikes internally, resonates with you, many things come into harmony like that. So it's not about using your mind so much, but more attuning yourself with an inner vibration that comes also through understanding, of course, because misunderstanding creates a lot of confusion. So understanding must happen, but it must happen inside the heart. Now, I don't know if most of you, all of you, or just a few of you have had this experience of this form of satsang, where you are invited fully to participate, in the sense that if you have some doubt or some question, that you must take the risk and come forward, ask about it, see if you can find clarity about it. And I put it very briefly that generally there's two forms of questions that I meet. One we call knowledge questions, where someone wants to know about techniques of meditation, or the different levels of consciousness, and what do you do when you had a period of openness and grace, and then suddenly the mind comes back, and so on. I call those knowledge questions. Very diverse, very varied. There's another form of question I call a freedom question. And this kind of question carries a sense of urgency about it. Means yes. So many experiences we've had, they come and go. Some seems to hang around for some time. But there is such an urge, sometimes in some people, a yearning or a burning to just be free from the influence of the psychological mind, who feel a sort of hypnotized by the force of personal conditioning, wants to be free of it. These questions always, they lead to a real living opportunity for recognition. So I'll remind you again just about this, that it is fine to ask things that you would like to know, or your mind wants to find out something. But in the time we have, perhaps this will be very likely the last satsang we'll have for now. And to use this time, because it is sufficient time also. Sufficient time to make a discovery that could change your life in the most profound way. Now, not everyone is up for such a change. It can seem very scary. So normally, if we are very comfortable, we don't want things to change too much. Just to change in the way that we want. You see? And that goes for a large number of people. But understanding that all that you see, all that you believe or imagine, all that you perceive and have known, all that you love or are attached to, one day will be gone. Including the one who is obsessed by them. Because that is not your final reality. But who you are is here also. Unresearched, undiscovered. Our true being is magnificent and pure, full of grace and peace, love, openness, fearlessness. It is not an object. It is not perishable. It is limitless, inconceivable to the psychological mind. So I'm speaking on your behalf in such a way as to invite you to take what may seem like a risk, to go beyond the shallow waters of convenient knowledge. We will see.